Good morning, friends. It's Tuesday, the 25th of March, 2025, and it's time for your news from dinarguru.com. Newshound Intel Guru. Mountain Goat. How will the digital dinar impact the dinar paper we, as investors, hold outside of Iraq? Any country's government or individual citizens owning the dinar paper outside of Iraq will not have to turn it into the banking system. There will be no given window time frame when it is best to do so. There will be no urgency. The banks will still use the paper when needed, since not all countries will be digitized. There is not going to be a hard window and a definite time period. I wanted to make this very clear. Newshound Guru Claire article, Sistani's office, Monday, March 31st, is likely to be Eid al-Fitr. Quote, the office of the highest religious authority, Grand Ayatollah Ali al-Sistani, announced on Sunday that Monday, March 31st, is expected to be the first day of Eid al-Fitr. Newshound Guru Militia Man article. Minister of Reconstruction, a liquidity crisis in Iraq due to the storage of more than 80% of the currency at home. Fact, there was video out from Iraq that showed they were destroying currency, perfectly good currency. Was around 2018-2019. You can't find that video, at least haven't. They were bragging about the fact that they were destroying money, 25K notes, etc. I'm not sure they've disclosed specifically how much they destroyed. I've never seen that. I've always looked for it, never see it, never have seen it. It's hard to state 80 trillion is truly in mattresses. 80 trillion laying around the country hiding? I don't think so. Intel Guru. Security and stability, how do we get that? You got to control those that are stealing the currency, the exchange rate. You got to control those auctions. They gave us a punished, sanctioned rate. We can get our rate back. This is an RI. It'll be reinstated, but we need security and stability. That's all there is to it. You can ask me a bunch of questions, says Dr. Shabibi. Rest his soul. You can ask me a billion questions, but every one of them will have the same answer. I need security and stability. The only way to get it is to get rid of the stupidity inside of Iraq. News Samson article. Minister of Reconstruction, a liquidity crisis in Iraq due to the storage of more than 80% of the currency at home. Newshound Intel Guru walking stick. Before EID, you don't want to do anything, because before EID is Ramadan. Ramadan is holy time, but during EID, or just before EID, wow, that would give them something to celebrate about, don't you think? You don't celebrate during the holy days, during Ramadan. Newshound Guru Claire article. Baghdad informs Washington Iran used Iraqi documents to sell its oil. Quote, U.S. naval forces seized Iranian tankers carrying oil and found documents indicating that it was Iraqi oil, even though it was Iranian. Iraqi authorities spoke with the American side to clarify the details of this case and that Iraq has nothing to do with it. He explained that the American side understood the matter. Intel Newshound Guru Mark Z. Article. After a break of more than a month, the parliamentary confirmation of the convening parliamentary session is today. They are back at it in Iraq and seem to be pushing forward on key pieces. Article. All indications indicate that today's session will be held and the popular mobilization law will be read. This is one of the big sticking points of the US and World Bank to give the go, and it may be squared away today. Newshound Intel Guru FNU. Article. Iraq's Council of Ministers has endorsed the Joint Management Committee's decision on Artawi-Ratawi oil field, awarding the contract for crude gas pipelines to China Petroleum Pipeline Engineering, CPP, with part of the work assigned to the State Company for Oil Projects, OPE. Article 2. Iraq's Council of Ministers has approved the awarding of the third offshore pipeline completion project tender to an Italian-Turkish consortium. Iraq is wasting no time getting the country hitting on all cylinders. There are so many projects opening, it is hard to imagine them using a 3-0 note. The RI must be right around the corner. Newshound Guru Militia Man. It pretty much sounds like Iraq is going to a digital environment. It's going to have integration into the global financial system. They keep going into the point where they say the transformation represents a quantitative leap as it keeps pace with the latest global banking technologies. They're getting rid of the dinar as a paper. They're going through a digital process. These guys are really moving forward with this as we speak. Intel guru Frank 26, boots on the ground. Mr. Sammy said in his opinion, all of these recent meetings we have been seeing, especially with Donald Trump and Soudani in the IMF, World Bank, with your USA Treasury, and with all of these oil companies that have signed with Soudani and with Erbil. The last meeting was Soudani and the USA Secretary. All of this points to a new exchange rate coming. If not, none of these meetings would have been needed. We're both on the same page. Intel News Hound Guru Mark Z. Article: 146,000 dinars per $1,000. Dollar falls significantly in Iraq. This one is very interesting. On the very same day, there was another article, The Rise in the Price of the Dollar Against the Iraqi Dinar, New Economic Repercussions. There were two conflicting articles running back to back, the rise of the dollar and the fall of the dollar. This is identical to what we saw in Kuwait and China prior to their value changes. More misdirection to cloud the timing. We saw the same thing in the last few currency revaluations. Newshound, Intel Guru, Mountain Goat. This new digital dinar is going to make a huge impact in freeing up these stashes of paper dinars back into the banking system. It was just announced now the CBI that the digital dinar currency for Iraq is coming much sooner than we expected. It was never the short-term policy of the CBI to go to a digital currency, but the mandate mostly from the IMF and the US Treasury to clean up the dollars going to Iran forced it earlier. Remember that this was the main driving force to do the digital dinar much sooner than later. And that ends all the news from dinarguru.com. We hope this brings value to your day. If so, please like and subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified when our reports are uploaded. Thank you for joining us, and have a great Tuesday.